Hey everyone, and welcome back to the latest devlog for Spellbent. If this is your first time here, be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you see, and comment down below to let me know what you think of the game. Or if you want to talk about things more in depth or just hang out, click on the link in the description and come on over and join our Discord. In last week's video, we took a look at the new mobile base and how it's going to have a leading role in the gameplay, so if that sounds cool to you, click on the card on the top right and go check that out, and then come back and check out this one for this week's progress. Now that we have our traveling home base done, I really want to start adding things for the player to do down there, and the first thing I want to work on is the farming system. Farming in this game is going to be the primary source of ingredients for all of the magics in the cultivation tree, so it's really important for me to get this feature down right. For the prototype, my goal is to get the system just to the point where I can plant a crop, grow it over a few days, and when it's ready, the player will be able to harvest and get the produce from the plant. We'll worry about all of the intricacies of the system in general once we can get a decent playtest pipeline in place with some external feedback coming in. In order to make this system happen, I first need for there to be some sort of concept of time in the game. And for now, I'll just indicate that visually with a day-night cycle. After I have that, I'll be able to get to work on making the spaces to grow the crops in work. So that's my plan for the week. I'm going to get started working on that, and I will see you all back here once I have something worth showing. Hey everyone, coming at you with a little midweek update. I know I don't usually do this until the end of the week, but I ran into something that I thought would be cool to talk about. So I wanted to take a little break and record this so I could bring it up. So imagine you're on a road trip and you have a single kid in your car who every second asks, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" That would be pretty annoying, but you could probably make it through with your brain still functioning. Now imagine you had 100 kids in your car on this road trip who every second, all 100 kids were saying, "Are we there yet? Are 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 we there yet?" You'd probably go insane. This is pretty similar to the way that I had this working at first. So at this point, if I had a single plant on the screen, it would be asking the object that holds its state every frame, "Hey, have I changed yet? Have I changed yet? Have I changed yet?" Now this normally wouldn't be a problem if it was the only object in the scene asking about its state every single frame. But imagine if I had 100 plants on the scene, or 1,000. If it was 1,000 plants on the scene, each asking every frame 60 times per second, "Have I changed yet? Have I changed yet? Have I changed yet?" That's 60,000 times every second that I need to run that function that compares their state with their previous state. And this is where I could really start to see some performance loss. So the solution is simple. I can create an event that all objects that follow this pattern can subscribe to, and I can set up my own update function, but mine will only run every 5 seconds. And in that function, it'll fire off the event that all the plants in the scene are subscribed to and let them know to check if they need to update their state, making it so I only need to run the function to compare the plant states 1,000 times every 5 seconds rather than 300,000 times, which is quite the difference. At this point, I think I'm almost done with the farming system for now, so I'm going to get back to it, wrap things up, and I will see you after I'm all done. Hey everyone, I'm at a really good stopping point. As with everything in the prototype, there is still a lot to be done, but I'm happy enough with where this is at for now that I can put a pin in it until later. So let's take a look at what I got done. My first goal was to have the game recognize that time is passing and to indicate that visually with a day-night cycle that shows the time of day. And as you can see, I have a pretty good prototype of this working. Next, I wanted to have the basics of the farming system working. I wanted to be able to plant a plant, let it grow, and harvest it. So if we get ourselves some seeds, we can come over to these farm plots. Forgive the lack of art for them. I can plant some seeds here, then as each day passes, we'll see them advance through their stages. The farming system itself isn't going to be all that different from others you are probably familiar with, which as far as I know are all based off of the Super Nintendo classic Harvest Moon. Great game, by the way. But we have added our own thematic twist to it, having all of the produce be infused with the interdimensional goo that indicates the presence of magic in the game world. This ties into the crops being the primary ingredient in all the cultivation magic trees spells, as well as being ingredients in lots of potions. I'm really happy with where I ended up, especially with the fact that Ben was able to crank out art for all 3 of the plants we had a goal to complete for the prototype. So if we just wait a minute here, we can see that now that the plants are grown, we are now able to harvest them just by clicking on them like you'd expect. And like I said, I'm really happy with how this all turned out. If we take a look at our goal chart, we can see that we knocked out everything that we had talked about completing at the beginning of the video, in addition to having all 3 plants done for our goal for the entire prototype. So this upcoming week, I'm going to be working on adding an animal that you can have in your base. This will also work really similarly to the Harvest Moon / Stardew Valley model at the start, but I do have some plans for the future that are going to take it in a different direction. If you want to see what I come up with, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that YouTube can let you know when I put that video out. And if you like today's devlog, make sure to like the video and let me know in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.